The swearing-in of 40-year-old newly democratically elected president of Senegal, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, presents the country as the new face of democracy in the West African sub-region. The decision of the country's Constitutional Council for the election to be conducted before the presidential term ends on 2nd April against the wish of the then sitting president, Macky Sall, to extend the process beyond his tenure. The smooth and successful electoral process and transition of power are all grounds West Africa will pride itself with. The African sub-region and the Sahel has in recent years suffered several coups, raising concern about the future of democracy in the areas. 7 coups d'etats have occurred in these regions since 2020, 4 of which were successful, with the coup in Niger in July 2023 being the most recent, following those in Guinea, Burkina Faso, and Mali. In all 4 cases, the reasons given by the military junta to overthrow the democratically elected government were similar: economic stagnations and persistent insecurity. The coups were positively received by a large section of the public in all 4 countries. In Guinea, the junta justification was that the former President Alpha Conde planned to change the constitution to enable him run for a 3rd term in office. The military struck in Mali after 3 months of protests by citizens against irregularity in the parliamentary election, while simultaneously demanding security and provision of basic services. In Burkina Faso and Niger, the civilian regimes were accused of corruption, laxity, and nepotism. Foreign influence is also reported to have played a significant role, as the relationship with the former colonial power, France, is turning sour in the last decade. France is blamed on backing poor leadership and failing to contain insurgency, unleashing mayhem in the region and crippling socio-economic activities. Many are calling for new partnership with countries like China and Russia already making inroads into the African continent. A move to halt recurrent coups in West Africa prompted the Economic Community of West African States to impose sanctions on Burkina Faso, Guinea, Mali, and Niger. In response, the 4 announced a breakaway from the regional bloc to form a new group, Alliance of Sahel States, in September 2023. However, ECOWAS co-founder and former Nigerian military leader General Yakubu Gowon called for the bloc to lift all sanctions on the 4 countries, adding that member states stand to benefit more when together. Though ECOWAS at its summit in February 2024 lifted some of the sanctions to push for dialogue, there is still no doubt that democracy remains under threat in West Africa. The democratic transition in Senegal beams a light on the importance of strong institutions and the rule of law, a welcome development for the Economic Community of West African States in its bid to defend democracy in the region. Guests on Good Morning Nigeria will take a look at democracy in West Africa with a view on the success in Senegal.